With Battlefield 2042 looming around the horizon, the beta just concluded, and it comes to light that the game isn't as polished as it seems. Unfortunately, if you go to the Battlefield subreddit, you see that many are tearing the video game apart, while many other game journalists are also talking about how many bugs and glitches the game has. But what about this game makes it so bad on this first impression and the first hands-on that many of us have actually got a chance to try? So, here's why. Battlefield has been a series where its big sense of action that happens over a large scale map with many gunfights taking place, vehicle combat, interactions and objectives to complete, and it really feels like a big team dynamic should be at play. The game nails that. The game nails the sense of feeling like you're a part of a bigger thing other than just run here, shoot, you win. The problem is the game is littered with bugs, glitches, unresponsive UI, map that just seems a little too big. Granted, this is just a beta, so this is just one of the maps that will be in the full product. And just a sense of, is this really what we want? Not in the sense that we don't want a large-scale Battlefield game, but in the sense that this Battlefield game feels less polished than Battlefield 5 at launch. Granted, it's an EA product. A lot of EA products are usually rushed out the door to meet a deadline, and people usually have to wait maybe a month or two before we get a decent patch to make the game into a much more playable state. However, in this dynamic of the video game landscape that we're currently in, we feel that if you're going to have a product that's going to cost $60 to $70 at release, you probably should just iron out, smooth out, get rid of all those wrinkles in the game to make it a better launch experience. And right now, Battlefield 2042 isn't really convincing me to purchase the game after the beta's impressions. Now, granted, the beta was probably of a build of the game that was probably months old, probably something from around E3, and we're just getting a chance to play it first. But that's kind of inexcusable when the game is about maybe a few weeks out, maybe a month out. I'm not 100% sure of the date. I don't fully remember at the time of recording this video. But the game is just littered with issues. A bunch of issues occurred when playing the PC build. I even got a chance to play on the Series X and play that version. There was an instance where we were under the map, couldn't spawn in, couldn't do anything except leave the game and search for another one. I've heard crossplay connection issues. I've heard issues with the UI not being able to fully work, or when you move between switching attachments to your weapon, it automatically moves other pieces. I've seen vehicles bug out. I've seen players bug out. I've seen parts of the map bug out. There's so many issues. Not to mention that the UI goes for this very futuristic approach. Like, it's just not good. I want to be able to read what I'm doing. Often at times when playing Battlefield 2042, I found it really difficult to find out where I was, what I was supposed to be doing, and where I was supposed to be going. It was kind of cumbersome, and it doesn't help that a lot of the text is really small, so you were just kind of like hoping for the best, and it was just a rough go. The music didn't seem as dynamic as previous Battlefield entries, and that's fine. It's okay. It's just kind of like an opening and ending crescendo to the Battlefield's game that happens. However, I do want to note that this game has very, very enjoyable gunplay. I found myself very comfortable with the shooting in it, had no issues, and thought it was much better than the previous entry in Battlefield 5. And even before that, Battlefield 1. I felt like this game feels like it could be a really great Battlefield game, but it just needs to be fine-tuned. There are UI glitches. There are glitches in the game that make it so that parts of the UI just stick to the screen after leaving them. So when you die, that's when they're removed. This is unacceptable in a game in 2021, especially a AAA title such as Battlefield that people have come to expect to be one of the bigger games released when they come out. Call of Duty comes out every year, but it usually has about a 2 to 3 year development cycle. Battlefield usually has about a 2 to 3 year development cycle as well. So you have to ask, what happened when they were making this? Because this build shouldn't be a representative of anything that they're putting out. I was very happy to see like the tornado effects. Those were cool. Like I said, I was very happy to see the interesting gunplay. I even like how operators have different tools like a sentry turret or a grappling hook or the ability to revive people faster. The game is fun. However, it is just not polished. I fully do not recommend purchasing this game at launch. Even if you're a diehard Battlefield fan, a Battlefield content creator, I don't think that this game is going to be ready at launch. And a lot of people are going to realize that, flame it, and then it's going to be dropped down again. And this is the stigma that EA is kind of known for, sadly, and it needs to be rejuvenated. So how do we rectify this? Give it another month. Don't try to cram everything that you want into the product. Just make a fun Battlefield game. They're not putting single player. It's all multiplayer. There's cross-play enabled. That's fine. But like I said, they have to tweak this to make it better. Make it easier to read. Make it a little more understandable when playing the game. These are simple things that Battlefield games should be known for. Hell, a decent UI is something video games should be known for. So I don't feel like we should be put into a stance of I'm going to spend $60 or $70 of my hard-earned money to potentially feel like I wasted it because this game was rushed to completion because they had a deadline that they wanted to meet when they could have just given it another month or two, held it off till maybe even January or February, and given us a Battlefield game that feels fantastic. I'm for sure still going to be looking at the game. I'm not getting it at launch. I'm going to be waiting a little bit further down the pipeline before I decide to fully invest into it. Because at this point, Battlefield 2042, it's not worth your money. If you have any ideas of videos like this or have any agreements or disagreements with it, please feel free to let us know in the comments below. And of course, like, comment, share, subscribe. And we hope to see you guys around for the next video. Please enjoy the little gameplay we have attached to it. It was all like a capture and it wasn't too much. And like I said, it was rough. Unfortunately, I didn't get any other weather stuff, but take my word, it's really cool. I'm iChrisPanda from SFXX Play, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.